Okay, tell us about how you love being in front of a camera.
I hate being in front of the camera, Bronwyn. It's so embarrassing. No.
Why is it embarrassing?
I don't know, I just hate it.
You're not movie stars.
Exactly, we're little country town girls.
Totally different backgrounds can become really good friends.
Your story was screened in your hometown. What was that like?
I don't really know, like I was just overwhelmed so much that everybody was so accepting of it, and a lot of other people cried as well, so that was really good. Like I touched other people's hearts and not just my own.
I find time in you. I rest well with you. In my heart, I'm yours. You're mine. Until the end of time. Until the end of time.
Everybody has a life to explain. Everybody in this whole wide world, doesn't matter what culture we come from, there is a meaning to life.
When I brought Anya home to like meet Mum and Dad, it was like, oh no, you brought another stray home. And because when I was little, I used to bring stray puppies and kittens home that I'd found, and I wasn't allowed to keep them, so I had to put them out the front gate. It's probably like the best friend that I ever had, like more like a sister, really. We met at the park and she was walking past and she came over and started talking. She was a rebel and I was just like this quiet little girl who didn't do much, but...
Hello.
Weird how like two people from totally different backgrounds can just like meet and become really good friends. Changed me heaps. Like I used to be like really quiet, and then when she came, she pretty much brought me out of my shell.
Take 5.
No, they took it back.
Her foster mum said that they'd taken her back and then haven't seen her since then. It was pretty sad. Pretty much broke my dad's heart, like that he didn't have another daughter around anymore and he only had me, but he still like remembered her and said all this stuff that she used to say, and it used to crack me up, like just antics and stuff that she used to do. And it was just like really weird that Dad had a strong bond with her, and I thought my dad would have hated her like the way she was. Yeah, she doesn't know about my dad yet, so it's going to be hard for her to take. She didn't even know that Dad had cancer. I want to see her so I can tell her that Dad's not here anymore. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
And then one day I just saw her in Dubbo in the street, and yeah, she came up, gave me a great big hug and everything, and I said, oh, what are you doing back? And she's like, oh, I'm back for good and everything. And I see her every week that I'm in TAFE now because I'm down in Dubbo doing beauty therapy. Yeah, so I wanted to help people like feel better about their appearance and like to pamper them and just that I was glad that he could teach me what he could before he died and how to stick up for myself and not let anybody treat me bad, or to voice my opinion. Like if I had one different to anybody else, then to do that and not to be scared of anybody or anything. Yeah.
Well, my dad, he told me a few stories about when he was about 9 to about 16 until he left home. And he was saying about his dad, my pop, about how he used to beat him up with barbed wire and pieces of cane.
And I was about 6, I say. Mum and Dad split up, they had a fight. So she took off and me and Dad decided to travel on a bit more.
I have stuck around wherever Royce is because he's my son and I love him.
He got pretty sick, had turns, not turns, but epilepsy seizures. And I called the ambulance and they had the police out. And so then he went to hospital and so they put me in my first foster home when I was about 6. I think that a foster home, so and I wouldn't have, like, not to put up with him, but to, how would I put it? So wouldn't have to take on the responsibility, really. But he's okay now. But he signed me over because he knew he wasn't really well enough to look after me. And I'm a ward of estate.
I won't leave him here. I'll stay here until he goes away. Then I'll go back to Tassie. I won't leave him here on his own.
Well, I see him every week, just about. I used to see him every day, but I'm catching the bus now, so usually twice or once a week. Yeah, it's good, especially when I see him. Yeah, I think it makes him feel happy that I still care about him and come and see him.
Found out some things. Just found out that the old guy, the person who was like supposed to be my dad, well, I heard that he's not my dad. Apparently he was only my stepdad. Yeah, but the guardians I had, the foster parents, they were really good people. I was probably with them for about 7 years, and I'd say if anyone's my parents, I'd say it was them. They put a roof over my head, food, you know, loving care, comfort. He just took me under his wing, and wherever he went, I went, or wherever I had to stay, he would stay. So I suppose that was a really close, you know, bond between us.
As my mum, she started to get more sick with her illness, the MS just got really bad, and she gradually started to lose the ability to do things that I'd just taken for granted, like drive me to school and make my lunches and come home to a dinner. Some days she just couldn't get out of bed. So I'd start cooking and doing a bit of cleaning around the house, and That was a really hard thing for me to do because I sort of wanted to go out with my friends and I liked boys and I wanted to go out dancing and I wanted to go to movies, and slowly I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't lie to myself and I couldn't lie to her. I couldn't live the way we were living. We were separated by me deciding to go and live with my dad. I started not seeing my mum that much because I just felt like I'd betrayed her, and it was just this huge amount of guilt that never seemed to wash away. As the disease took more part of her, she sort of became less from what I'd known. Everyone sort of thinks I don't like her and that I don't love her because I don't see her, but that, like, they don't know. I'd easily say I love her the most, and I believe it.
I was thinking that maybe we could do something before you go to your appointment today.
Or what?
I don't know, just go to lunch or something.
Maybe some other time. Sorry, Mum.
I'm all alone, we're sleeping on a cloud, and I love to watch you dream away, dream away.
Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm saying a story about my mum and my auntie.
Camera standing by, Matt. And rolling. Frame.
The story is going to be about them that they can't talk properly. Some people don't understand my mum and my auntie. They think they are stupid, make me feel stupid too.
She got 4 baby kids and she got an house. Yeah.
Other people don't know how to talk to them. But I know my mum and auntie and I know what they say.
She's saying her brother's too drunk.
My mum can't hear, but she can feel everything around her and see people talk to her. She knows when you're laughing.
Then you tell everyone on the camera, and they were talking about what they're going to do tomorrow, right?
I like to stick up for my mum, take care of her, and look after her.
Burway is a place where I live, down there where all blackfellas live too. And every morning they always waking up drinking and that. So I just have a shower, go out, meet the boys. We just go thieving and that, and get breaking in entry, do whatever. And go back home there where they drinking and that, down there. See a fight there, just freak out on the fight. Drunks and that. When my cousin died on my birthday, that's the time when I feel sad. I don't go near people on my birthday. I go in the river on my own and just sit and think, look at the water. And whatever I got down there, I just do it. My birthday is next week on a Tuesday, so people won't see me on a Tuesday. I'll be down the river again on my own. She was a good little one, she was. A little quiet one, didn't do anything. Just only sat there and played with her ball, cards, anything. She liked the wiggle, she did.
She danced to the wiggle?
Yeah. Dorothy was her favourite song. If I had a wish, I wish I had my little cousin back here just to play roll balls with her again, play cards, and listen to that Dorothy song again with her. That's about it. That's all I wish for.
You boys, this is the cave. Oh, boys.
When darkness of life troubles you, and stormy clouds get in the way.
What are you doing now, Kyle?
There's a bright sunshiny day that will still carry you. Sun is shining in the sky, not a single cloud in sight. We'll keep walking by and by. The storm will pass us by.
camera. Okay, action.
When I was about 7, I found out that my brother had this bug that went up his nose into his brain, started to eat his brain away. And because of the bug that went up his nose, left his lip and that real fat and his nose flat. And everyone used to call him Ape Nose at school, so I used to bash him up for him. Used to run around all day, ride his bike. And they rang us up and told him that he died and stuff, and then I didn't really do nothing for about a couple of weeks. Just sat at home, done nothing. I think because I was only really getting in trouble sticking up for him. And then once he died, I didn't have to stick up for him no more. And then I started to settle down and do my work. And yeah. School put a plaque outside the office when he died, so everyone could see it when they come to school.
And then we come over this hill, and then as we come over the hill, we started going over the other side of the road.
I just felt a couple of bumps, and all of a sudden I just seen trees and everything coming at me, and I don't remember very much about anything after it.
And he went through a fence, barbed wire fence, and into a paddock, but he kept hold of the steering wheel. He was chucking a fit the driver, and as we hit this big tree, and I looked at Dad, and he had this dashboard right over his legs. Would have been from here, and I tried to get him out, but I couldn't. I thought he was dead, so I woke him up. He was knocked out.
You had Carl, 11 years of age at the time, happened to sit there with me trapped in the car. His sister lay on one side of the car with a busted leg, bones poking out of that, and his mother collapsing on the other side of the car.
There was Mum laying there unconscious, and then, because the seatbelt snapped on her, and I went and got a blanket and put it under her head and that.
He said, if you hadn't had them 2 young boys of yours that acted so quickly and got you help, you'd have either been dead or you wouldn't have had a leg. Only a matter of them boys being adult enough to know what to do.
That's it. And we went down and seen him every day, and then the day they took the machine off Mum, she died.
Smile. Smile, Colin. Not smile. Shut up, fat bald. Hey, pass me.
I find time in you.
Lorraine,
Yes.
what would you do with my nails? Like,
Your nails?
I